All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Alex Larmy, and I'm here with my compadre, Mr. Rhett Whalen.
How's it going, guys?
Good. And today we are bringing you the Kraken Cup Invitational. We have a 8-woman blue belt absolute tournament, followed by 3 pretty amazing super fights. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Before we get started, we just want to let you know about some of our sponsors that made this event happen. We have Miss Jemima Crosby, who is a realtor in the Tri-Cities, a huge community supporter, and believes in empowering women, whether it's in sports or in business. Kind of allowed this to happen. Alongside her, Mr. Dago and Miguel Velasquez with Envoy Mortgage. They really make a difficult process easy. I actually used them to refinance my house recently, which interest rates are really low. But if you have anything in terms of buying or selling a home or need to refinance, please talk with those. We're gonna have links in the our feed here at the end. And then Mr. Chad T. McDonald, who is also a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a financial advisor, just really making investing a fun time. And if you got a little extra money, which I don't have, but if I did, I would be investing with Chad. So we're gonna go ahead and start here. We're in the beautiful Alpha Jiu-Jitsu Academy and Fitness, and here in Post Falls, Idaho. We're going to get going with our first match. First match is going to be an absolute match versus Mr. Rogers and Balderrama. Rogers' name is Pedro and Balderrama's name is Elijah. Rogers is about 210 pounds and Elijah is 130 pounds. Anything to kind of add this kind of an interesting, fun match, Rhett? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great to see. I mean, that's kind of the idea of jiu-jitsu, right? You should be able to, with proper technique, equalize that size disadvantage.
Oh, definitely. We pretty much made this match just to kind of showcase a different aspect of jiu-jitsu, and I think it's going to be really fun. And we're going to see if Elijah is also about 10 years younger than Mr. Pedro, so we'll see if that plays a toll in it as well.
Well, I was talking to Pedro before the match. As it turns out, also his wife is competing. She's on the next match. As it turns out, he was a high school wrestler as well. In fact, that's how him and his wife met, was on the high school wrestling team. So he's not a stranger to grappling, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's cool that we have a family that's in here competing, so it's going to be really interesting here. A few things real quick. We're just trying to get underway to make sure everything is good to go, and we are going to start here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get this feed. Our head referee, Mr. Jeremy Seda, looking quite beautiful over there. He can hear me talking, so it makes it fun. Let's get this going. We got scoreboard up. All right, Sabrina, you can go ahead and bring them out when you're ready. So, John, get ready to get the time.
We're ready.
Mr. John on the timekeeper over here. You're going to hear us talk a little bit. All right, we're off to our first match. Mr. Elijah is actually in the white, and Pedro in the black.
Oh, Pedro with that wrestling background. I don't think that we'll be seeing him pull guard today. Hopefully we can see a little of those wrestling skills. Oh. Already going for some shots. Oh, he did go for a guard pull. Right into a triangle. Very nice pull. Good elevation.
Finding to deep submission, armbar, and triangle here. A lot of things to worry about.
Elijah's going to have to really work to get out of that there.
Elijah is one tough kid. He is fighting. Look at that defense. Excellent job.
Turning the corner. Oh, he escaped it. Oh, even to the back now.
Sorry about that little feed error. That was my fault clicking a button. I got too excited watching the match.
Okay, so Elijah with the first points on the board.
So one thing here that's going to play a toll is the amount of energy used. Pedro, an awesome job there attacking, but used a lot of energy when it didn't pay off.
Absolutely. No, he did
Reverses
just
the
get a-
position. So the way this works, guys, is we have points for dominant positions and points for transitions. All right, those points are going to play a toll only if there is no submission during our regulation. Our regulation is 7 minutes long. We're about 1 minute 50 seconds in right now.
What are the points? So right now Elijah is up 4-0. The reason he got those 4 points was for back control. So both hooks in. Scored him 4 points. Right now he is in the lead.
Good. Both these guys really. Fitness going to be really playing a toll here. Good. Nice little guard. Both of them. We'll get a time. Stop in here.
Uh-oh, we may have an injury here. Looks like we have something going on with the knee here. It's a secret button.
Looks like he's okay to continue, so we're going to end up. Oh, no. Going to be a verbal tap. I'm trying to play out here. All right, so we opted.
Right, so
Jeremy
we're back
opted
at
to
it.
start back in a neutral position.
So in the gi matches today, which we're going to have a lot of, there are a few ways to score points. Back control, mount, side control, takedowns, passing guard,
3 points.
sweeps.
3 points on that one for passing the guard.
So here Pedro passed that guard, scored us 3 points. From here, it looks like he's working towards a submission. Maybe a gi choke.
That.
All right, looks like we
All
got a
right, looks
submission.
like Pedro wins by submission there. Unfortunately, it looks like that knee and that injury is really bothering him.
This is a scene reminiscent of a classic martial arts movie, Karate Kid. Not yet. Not yet.
Pedro.
Excellent. So a good opener to our tournament here.
Right here, Pedro.
So here we had a classic age before beauty matchup. Looks like the age and wisdom took on the youth and won in this matchup.
Yeah, and go ahead. And so our next matchup is going to be starting, guys, our women's blue belt tournament. All right, our first match is Miss Sienna Rogers, which is actually the spouse, like Rhett said, of our champion in the last match, Mr. Pedro, against Miss Rebecca Norman.
And like her husband, actually, Santa also is a high school wrestler. So we may see that come into play again.
Yeah, it looks good. We're going to take a little, just about a 1 minute break here, waiting for him to come in. All right, as we get our athletes back out.
While we're doing that, I would like to go ahead and thank Hernando. He invited me to come and train this morning. They had some great roles with some of his students and himself. Very hospitable, gracious hosts. Not only they have let us have this great tournament and event here.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
Very fun to train with.
That's good. Yeah, I'm sad that I missed out on that training session, but hopefully we'll be doing it here shortly. Yeah. All right, we got our next athletes coming out. Miss Sienna Rogers. Okay, so with in the green and yellow belt, just kind of signifying here in a second that we will see is Miss Sienna, and then Miss Rebecca Norman, the black gi without the yellow belt.
So Rebecca's been training for a while here. I mean, she's definitely has some years of jiu-jitsu on Sienna. However, once again, Sienna does have that wrestling background. And both women have their whole families training, actually, husbands and kids. Kind of a family affair. Oh, see, here's that wrestling coming in right now, that grip fighting.
It's good. It's nice. A lot of times, jiu-jitsu players get a bad rap for just sitting on their rear ends, but it's nice to see people working takedowns in both these matches.
Sienna is actively fighting for that inside position, those underhooks. She is outsized here, but she seems to be holding her own.
Good. And when we talk about the stand-up, you get basically one decision in the beginning of jiu-jitsu matches. You either get to start standing for fight for a takedown, or pull guard and begin to attack from your back. And both of these ladies opted to fight for a takedown here.
Oh. All right, a failed takedown attempt, but a takedown attempt nonetheless.
Okay. We got no points there because it was technically a guard pull, so that's just kind of opting to start the action in a different spot.
Interestingly enough, that is a takedown that Professor Hernando was teaching today in class.
Maybe she was watching.
Maybe she was. All right, back to the feet for Sienna. Moving for a front headlock position here. Classic wrestler's position. Also a position that's rich in submission opportunity.
Oh, she tried to sit back for it and actually going to... Yep.
Looked like she was sitting back there for like a guillotine.
Yeah. Good. Again, when you're fighting hard with a takedown, conditioning does become a big factor here. Miss Sienna definitely looks comfortable in that wrestling background, kind of helping her out here.
Absolutely. It does seem that she's also the fresher of the two at this point in the match.
Yeah.
Oh.
He reverses
Here we
it.
go. So Sienna with the top position here. Rebecca maintaining that half quarter guard even.
Miss Rebecca really working hard, definitely. Oh, way to reverse the position. That's 2 points. Yes. So we do get 2 points there.
All right.
For the Miss
2
Rebecca.
points for a sweep.
3 more points for a guard pass.
Yep.
And then she's trying to work looks like working the mount. All the way established in there. Yep.
All right, Rebecca's really coming up on points here.
Oh, so that hard effort and the hard breathing really paid off for Rebecca. She really reversed it now, working a choke of her own from the top position.
John, what's the score? 9-0. It's a score in favor of Rebecca here.
Again, the score only matters, though, if we go to the full duration of the time. We still have, looks like a little time left. Format.
obviously in jiu-jitsu.
We've already got the 4 points on there, so yeah.
Submission's always going to be the trump card here. Can happen at any time.
Oh, looks like another
Looks like Rebecca's trying to lock up a gi choke here.
pass again.
Oh, and we got
And time. Excellent job here.
Beautiful choke. Great jiu-jitsu. Great display of classic jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Guard pass,
Back.
thigh control, mount, maintaining that position, and ending with a beautiful submission there.
So Miss Rebecca is going to be the first of our ladies to move on to the quarterfinals here. I'm sorry, from the quarterfinals to the semifinals. Excellent job. Miss Tiana, great match as well. Looked really good on the feet, but just one mistake is all it takes, and then the momentum goes in your opponent's favor. Miss Rebecca. Moving on. Congratulations, Miss Rebecca.
A great match nonetheless. Great performance from both the ladies here.
So next up, looks like we have Miss Calli Behm versus Charlotte McKinley.
So Charlotte here looks as if she's actually been training the longest of anybody, of all the ladies in the tournament, with a total of 7 years training. It also appears that she's probably one of the youngest.
Yeah, so that's jiu-jitsu's been a big part of her life. I do recognize her corner over there. Looks like we're gonna get started here in just a second. This should be an interesting match. I believe these ladies have actually competed with each other before, so this is not the first time that they've gone face to face.
So we have Charlotte in the black gi and Calli in the white gi here.
All right, little formality thing. Smile on both their faces. Yeah. Definitely having some fun with it.
All right, these ladies are coming after it.
Ooh.
Nice takedown. Right
Kind of
off
a
the bat.
collar drag takedown there. Two points for green. Two points for green. For white. 2 points for white. So Miss Charlotte up by 2 points. Lots of activity, a lot of the scramble again. It kind of just doesn't matter. The positions have got to settle.
Has slowed down a bit here. And Calli with a nice side control here. She's really putting some pressure on.
The camera stuff, guys. I appreciate you being patient with me. This is our first time doing it with these cameras and everything, so it is a constant learning process, even though we've practiced. I'm going to try to keep the action centered for you.
So it looks like Calli here is trying to work a submission.
That looks like she... Can we... This kind of front headlock or Kasei-Katami position is like what we like to call it.
From my position here, it's looking like she might be working towards a bread cutter choke.
Yeah.
She's definitely reaching for that far side lapel.
Yeah, she's got one side of the carotid artery, and now if she can kind of isolate and pull the collar on the other side, we can get a blood choke here.
So what she's going to have to do is with her left hand, come to the close side of Charlotte's body, secure the gi. Now looks like she's changing, switching to something else.
Got some shoulder lock attacks and things we can do from there as well. Now, often in jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of excitement and scrambling until one person can obtain a dominant position. At that point, you really can take your time and methodically improve towards a submission. Looks like we're opting to go into knee on belly, and we get 2 points there.
And then Neon Belly, you know, aside from being can be an excruciating position, but it's also a good position to attack from. Have a high vantage point, many options. Ooh, looks like Calli's really trying to work that pressure, lay that pressure on thick, and relentlessly attacking those gi chokes.
Now, yeah, we got a nice
Variety
loop
of
choke.
them.
That's going to be cinching in tight. If she can get her forearm on the other side of the carotid artery. We got her lapel lapped all the way around her neck. It's looking tight.
And she's also looking for a close side
I
arm
like
bar,
it. I like the
looks
multiple attacks here.
Absolutely. I mean, just a relentless stream of submission attempts here.
I think this is where like the experience really comes in. You can see a little difference here in the idea of multi-pronged attacks. But don't cart Charlotte out of it. She's still in the fight.
She is working to off-balance Calli pretty well. She's definitely keeping her at bay.
Looks like going to mount position.
So
mount typically seen as a much better position than side control.
It's also one of the highest scoring positions for a total of 4 points.
In early jiu-jitsu, we usually award points based on like the dominant position's ability to strike. Even though you can't strike in jiu-jitsu, right now is not a place you want to be if you were on the bottom. It's what we call an S-mount position, another multi-attack position. You got arm bars, wrist locks, and chokes. Looks like she's trying to set up that arm bar.
Calli's looking to isolate an arm.
Now the hard part is to be able to keep your position on top while you try to get that.
Have to be careful here.
It could easily reverse, and Charlotte could be ended up coming on top into a better position.
So we got 1 minute left on the clock, and it looks like we're our score is a 2-6 in favor of Calli here. She's been maintaining good control here through this match.
And I like that even though she's in a great control position, she still has been attacking the entire time.
Absolutely, she hasn't stopped. She's in a great position. She's winning on point. She could easily stall out here, but instead she is choosing to do the righteous thing. Charlie is looking for a way out.
How much time left?
She's trying hard to make a reversal here.
Time. Great match, that first one. Again, see a lot of multi-attacks, some good systematic jiu-jitsu. Miss Calli ends up taking it by points. So excellent job.
Calli came out with the win there. Our second lady to move up to the semifinals here today.
All right, so that's our second of our match. We have two more in the quarterfinals here. Coming up. Looks like our next two fighters are getting about ready to go. We'll give about 1 minute here, and then we're going to get started. So our next people, we got, we know these two, Miss Alexandra Serrano and Chelsea Slyman.
Yeah.
We actually trained with Chelsea, and I have trained many a times with Alex, also known as Sandy.
I've also had the pleasure of training with Alex a couple of times, and Chelsea all the time, obviously.
So this is going to be an interesting match. I mean, Miss Alex has definitely competed more, and she actually went to no-gi Pan Ams and Worlds with me a year ago, along with some of our teammates. And then Chelsea, she's competed one time, so it's going to be a little bit more new, but both really, really good jiu-jitsu athletes, and so it's going to be a fun match to watch for sure.
Absolutely. I think that Sandy, she's a very athletic girl.
Yes.
Whereas, Chelsea I see to be a little bit more cerebral. Definitely been an interesting game here.
Yes. Miss Chelsea did want us to have a white walkout songs of White Snake, Here I Go Again, so unfortunately we're unable to accommodate her at this time. So it starts out with a guard pull.
All right, back to the feet.
Right back to the feet. Both these women very athletic and in very good shape. So they can both press quite a pace.
All right, so another guard pull by Chelsea this time. So Chelsea's doing a good job with her grip fighting here, definitely trying to maintain control. Looking for an inside position, it looks like. Oh. All right, we're into a closed guard position.
Ooh. A little rough. That was not intended to be malicious. It was just intended to try to get that grip broken, but Chelsea's very strong. Very difficult to get that.
Oh, looking for that hip bump sweep again. Now, Sandy is a pretty strong lady. Good posture, good balance, good base.
There's one thing that Imperial Jits does really well. It's passing people's guards.
Oh, absolutely.
They definitely spend a lot of effort and time in systematically training that, which is kind of making this match interesting because Chelsea is pretty much a very guard-dependent player. Oh. Good job.
All right, so the ref's putting him back into a safe position here.
There we go. Reset again.
So a lot of guard pulling going on here in this match, kind of a back and forth situation.
Good. I like it. Looking for that knee slice pass. Good. It's easy to get kind of caught up in that speed. Sometimes we need to slow down, be methodical. Looks like that's what Chelsea's doing now. Oh, almost had it there.
Strangely enough, it looks to me like both the girls are working kind of similar games. Both.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a pass. Oh wow.
Not enough time to settle. And we're gonna get
Alex back to her feet.
2 points to Sandy.
Like
Good job
that.
reversing that position. Now you'll hear us say guard, and guard just basically controlling your opponent with your legs in any capacity. Good.
Both for side refs, motioning for 2 points.
So when she go from the bottom to the top while controlling someone with your legs, that's called a sweep. And so because even though kind of Alex allowed it to happen, Chelsea came up and got the 2 points.
Still puts her into a more dominant position.
Oh, looking to pass, but it's hard. Alex keeping turtling and making it unable to score those points. Oh, looking to bully her over, looking good. Chelsea just needs to kind of slow it down here. Oh, come on top. There we go.
Chelsea really working that knee cut pass. Sort of a trademark technique of our school's passing technique, I'd say.
Oh, there we go. And we get 3 points to pass.
So we got points for both passing and side control, it looks like here. Which is really a feat here. Sandy does not want to give up a position. She's fantastic at scrambling out, as we've been seeing.
And I will say that I was able to be privy to a lot of the training Miss Chelsea was doing, and I know that this is positions that she wanted to be in here in side control. I would say it's probably a position that most people want to be in.
Yeah, a good position.
And Sandy does a great job. She's tough and she does not give up. So she is constantly working to get it out. Now the problem is every time she gets her guard back, Chelsea scores points for passing. As soon as she gets that leg out,
Can we get a time, John? Can we get a time, John? Time check. We had a minute left on the clock here.
1 minute remaining. Chelsea is up by points, but again, you can never let Alex out because she is super tough and she always has an opportunity to come back.
Chelsea's doing a fantastic job of maintaining control here. She is not letting Alex get away, which is good. You can't give her an inch. Looks like the score is about 12-2 in favor of Chelsea here in this match.
About 15 seconds left. 15-2.
I'm correct. That's a 15-2 in favor of Chelsea.
All right, so Miss Chelsea ends up taking this one by points. Excellent hard effort by Miss Alex, constantly never giving up, but just has a good game plan here for Chelsea. It looked like she wanted to do a couple of things, and she did those really, really well.
Absolutely. I mean, hearing from her coach's corner, I keep hearing 3 things. We're doing 3 things, and it sounds like she's really focusing on those, keyed into it. Alex, a tough competitor.
Miss Chelsea Slayman, there we go.
Really a great match, a great contest between the two.
Slyman.
Really, I think that was a great matchup, a first matchup for those two ladies.
Yes, it was. I mean, both of those are just really avid competitors and just not giving up. But again, sometimes just having a smarter game plan is all you really need to make things happen.
So I hear.
Okay, so we have the last of our quarterfinals here coming up. Miss Priya Salam versus Melinda Lente. And you got any little words of insight on this match, Mr. Rhett?
Unfortunately, I don't have too much on this one. I didn't get to talk to these two ladies beforehand. But looking here, let's see here. Priya is training with Logic Jiu-Jitsu, Marcel Alonso affiliate, a very popular affiliate academy in the Northwest, especially in Washington, around the Seattle area. Looks like she just got back from the Dallas Open where she got 2nd place. Now Melinda, she trains in Pendleton with another friend of ours, Logan.
Yeah, shout out to Logan. Mr. Logan has been attacking my feet nonstop when he comes and trains with us, so...
A man with a beautiful mustache.
I definitely know that his students know how to do straight ankle locks. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
But again, Miss Priya, one person that was really eager to get in the competition, like you said, already competed at IBJJF, so is familiar with the rule set. Looks like we're going back and forth at who wants to. Oh.
One thing I happen to know about the solid
Looks like I
base
get a
crew,
takedown for that one. Good.
which is where Melinda is from, is that they all do some wrestling.
Yes, and she kind of initiated that takedown, and then Priya kind of pulled. But because the initiated takedown was started, Miss Melinda is going to earn her points. Little hair issue. Good to go.
I believe that's a
2
wardrobe
points.
malfunction. I'm
Yes,
not
we got 2
100%
points
sure.
for the green. So score is 2-2 right now.
So one thing with a lot of these schools in rural areas, rural areas typically often have good wrestling programs, and we do see that come into play.
It's just something about the country folk that love to wrestle. Uh-oh.
So Melinda's going to have to watch out here. She's attacking the leg, which is fine, but she's going to have to watch the reap, and she's going to have to watch which way she rolls with this straight ankle lock.
We're limited on submissions for blue belts. They're at the kind of the lower end of the belt. It goes white, blue, purple, brown, black, and blue belts are limited on lower body submissions just for safety reasons. They got enough things to worry about, so they have 1 foot lock that they can do. It's called a straight ankle lock. So everything else, they got to be careful with the entanglements to not be disqualified.
So Priya here with the yellow and green belt.
Oh.
She's going to have to really focus on getting control of her foot back. On the other hand here, Melinda is going to have to watch
time
these attacks.
Stop. We got a time right here. Yeah, we can't attack that leg. Yeah, she got it. You don't get to put it right there now. Yes. No. Yes.
Melinda's left foot needs to come across the hip line.
Yes. Okay, just a little reset for safety reasons here.
So what we had right there was a case of reaping. And so reaping occurs when the attacking competitor's outside leg comes across the inside of the knee line. Now, the problem with that is a large amount of stress it can put on the outside of the knee. Our 2 sideline refs motioning for 2 points. Yes. Sorry, I keep resetting this so that he can. I'm not doing it.
Going to reset that closed guard position. We tried. I gave an effort. Yeah, unfortunately, when you're at a school that does a lot of good foot locks, when certain ones are illegal, it makes it difficult to kind of shut that part of your brain off, especially when you're not as experienced in doing so. So I think that's kind of Melinda used to attacking the legs, not realizing that she might be doing something that's illegal in this rule set.
Absolutely. And, that'll come into play when you're moving into an IBJJF style rule set here. So currently we're at 5-2 in favor of Priya. I stand corrected. That's going to be 5-4 in favor of Priya. Priya looking for a sweep here from guard.
Oh, coming up, getting aggressive. Oh. The girls are going back and forth for sure. Haven't really been able to get into 2 dominant positions. It's really been kind of a back and forth game between guard, who's on top, who's on bottom.
Right, a lot of kind of sweeping and scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alex said, no real positional dominance here. Again, Melinda's gonna have to watch that reap. Priya doing a nice job of trying to free her leg from that leg entanglement. Oh, and a nice pass. There we go.
And there we go. Get a nice pass right there by Miss Priya.
So here it looks like Priya is a co-responder, a mental health co-responder with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big factor in terms of like the stress and anxiety in here. Like she's someone that goes and helps with people that are having mental disorders and breakdowns. So I would imagine that she's going to be pretty cool and collected here under that stress. And it looks like it's working out for her right now.
She really seems to be pretty cool from
Yeah.
where I'm sitting here. She has not seemed to stress or get too worried at any time. Looks like we have 1 minute left on the clock. The score is looking 8-4 in favor of Priya. Priya here with a minute left on the clock is definitely looking to be the fresher of the two. Looking very calm, very collected.
All right.
So the referee's resetting them in the same position that he stopped them in.
Yeah, and it's almost impossible to reset someone in exactly the same position, but we try to do our best to keep ourselves within the boundaries, and that's just something all the athletes are aware of. Well, Miss Priya is doing a good job. She's in still on top here, not out of complete danger, but
so something I've appreciated through all these matches so far today is that all of these ladies have been relentlessly attacked.
yes, like I will say this, like these girls came to win it and just very aggressive. There's a lot of male athletes out there that can probably take some notes about putting it on the line and really going after it. There's nothing more boring than just trying to stall or gamesmanship, too much gamesmanship in the game of point jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely. They just keep going. Submission.
And it looks like Miss Priya is going to go ahead and take the win here, the final winner of our quarterfinals match. Miss Priya.
And Priya with the win. Excellent job.
I like it. I like Mr. Jeremy Seda keeping the language here clean. That's one thing we tell all the athletes. We wanted to keep that language and that respect at the utmost. And so, again, any athlete with any kind of infringements is going to get a penalty, and then their opponent is going to warrant 2 points.
Which is an incredible feat within itself.
Yes. All right. So coming up next, we're pretty excited. We have our first difference in terms of match setup. We have our first no-gi match. It's going to be a 10-minute submission only, meaning there's no points. We don't have to worry about that scoring at all. It's all about the submission. If they do not submit, they go into an overtime where they're going to start in specific positions. I'll give you a little bit of an insight here. Mr. Cody Kenaga versus Freddy Ramirez. I've competed with both of these guys, and they're both relentless attackers, much like the women that we've seen. So I'm pretty excited to watch them both go at it. I can't imagine that this match will last more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a long time to grapple, especially in a no-gi situation. A lot of movement there, a lot of aggression. I'm definitely excited to see this. But, really, these guys have a tough act to follow with all these matches that we've been seeing. There hasn't been a boring one yet.
Yeah, it is change time. These guys are the time Yeah, it's this 10-minute one. All right, here we go. We got these boys coming out. Okay, on the right side of your screen, you're going to have Mr. Cody Kenaga.
Yeah.
And then on the left, we are going to have Mr. Freddy Ramirez. Should be updated here. And again, no points on this one. Jeremy's just there to make sure no one dies.
Or is maimed.
Yes.
Maimed, disfigured, killed.
Ooh, there we go.
Nice pass by. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful wrestling technique. Now, these guys from Imperial, I don't know there's a single one of them that can't wrestle. They are really good on their feet.
And let me tell you, if you think you're going to, just based on how they look, we got a little bit of a face crunch, but Cody is a tough dude. So pretty much every submission other than small joint manipulation and striking and no slamming, everything else, smothering, anything twisty, bendy, they're going to go for it. Oh, Freddy really getting on that jawline. Not a choke here, but lots of pressure on the face.
Now you can tough these out to a certain point. The problem that Freddy could run into here is over squeezing, getting too overzealous here. Right?
Yes.
If you got a really tough guy, he'll tough it out,
And
and eventually you end up with shot arms.
And I will tell you that I have competed against Cody, and I have thrown a lot of submissions, and it took several of them before I finally got the tap. And so he is a tough good, and he will take things very deep. And this match is for one of our beautiful Kraken Cup belts. Both these guys really putting some hard work in there. Freddy stands smart here, slowing the pace down, but still attacking. You know, Cody still looks pretty comfortable here. I mean, this is nowhere he hasn't been. Competitor from on Submission Underground, Chael Sonnen's event. Lots of other tournaments I've seen him at, but again, an avid competitor, not somewhere he hasn't been, but still not a good place to be.
Another thing I see with these Imperial guys is that they train hard. Their conditioning is really excellent. They're relentless attackers.
Yeah, and to speak to the hard training, you're lucky if you get out of there without losing more than or less than 5 or 6 pounds in water weight, just from the amount of sweating that you're going to be doing.
Absolutely.
And even the newest people in there still will push you pace-wise. Man, Freddy. I will say this. I know Cody is good, and I know Freddy is good, but Freddy is really impressing me right now.
Well, he began the exchange right off the bat with those really nice slide bys. Just great timing, great technique, and a great takedown right off the bat. And that's just put him in a good position.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of times the first to act is going to have a huge advantage. I mean, like now Cody's just on the defensive the whole time. Now, let me tell you, if he switches the position, Cody can throw some offense himself. And
so now, unlike our ladies' matches, they will be free to attack any leg attacks that they want.
Yeah,
Cody is starting his leg entanglement right here.
There we go. So now, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing the momentum switch here. There we go.
One thing is these solid base guys, they are excellent leg lockers. They love to work these leg entanglements.
Oh, good job, Cody. Nice attempt at the flying attack. Didn't quite have it locked in. Very hard to do with the no-gi grips, but points to him for trying.
Looking sweaty.
Now, this is where I will say that Cody is very well versed in leg entanglements and the lower body attacks, and so at any moment he could get into a position that could prove dangerous for Mr. Freddy. But Freddy's not new to him either. Again, both these guys.
Now Cody he's coming out the back. He's looking for that control. I mean, Cody could even be looking for the back here. Oh,
We got
he's
a
reaching
heel.
for that heel. I don't know that he has the hip control currently.
No, he's slipping it.
Freddy's doing a pretty good job of slipping that.
No, the knee is what is that threat here now. Freddy doing a good job staying controlled.
Freddy's staying nice and calm here. He's not panicking. This is a position a lot of people will panic in.
Yeah, it shows you where the game has advanced so much over the years in a comfort with these positions. Now, a little straight here. Some good advice coming from his coach over there, Luis. Kind of separating those legs.
The problem I'm seeing here with Cody's attack, it doesn't look like he's controlling Freddy's hip very well. He's maintaining too much mobility in that hip.
Yeah.
Now it looks as if Cody is trying to transition to attack.
All right, we're going to try to move him in the same position.
Leg.
There we go. It's good to see Professor Hernando and Professor Gustavo do some work today. Coming out of their chairs. making
I'd like
things
to say that
happen.
Professor Hernando is tired from rolling with me earlier, but
But
I seem to be the one doing
it looks
most
like
of the
he's
work.
not fatigued at all, Brett.
I doesn't.
At all.
No, does he?
And Cody in a good spot, but Freddy doing a good job. These small adjustments. There we go. A great job. So Cody able to turn the tide there. All right, Mr. Cody ends up.
Cody took that heel hook and looks like he got some serious purchase on that joint. So when we're looking at our heel hook, contrary to the name, you're using the heel for leverage to make a twisting knee lock. It appears that this one worked. Now that's a painful injury. It'll take a little time to heal from. Cody with an excellent job transitioning from one leg to the other leg. He wasn't having success with his heel hook attempts on the first leg. Transitioned beautifully to the other side. And got his W there. I'm not sure if Cody knows, but the Ric Flair submission was actually the figure 4 leg lock, a slightly different technique.
All right.
John remembers he was there.
So it looks like we got Miss Rebecca versus our winner of our bout 3. So what's that?
So it looks like we have Rebecca and Rebecca Norman and Calli Behm up next. So I mean, both ladies with fantastic matches. Their first matches, right? Both worked similar games. A pretty classic jiu-jitsu style. A guard pass, a side control mount, 2 submissions. Both ladies working those gi choke submissions.
All right, so now we're moving on to our semifinals. So they have 3 matches that whoever our ultimate winner is gonna have to win. So this is match number 2. Both these ladies have a win already.
Now, a couple interesting things here to look for is we have an age difference here. I think Rebecca's going to be one of our oldest competitors here. She's almost 40 years old. She's been teaching swimming lessons for 25 years.
Wow. And I will say that I know I met Rebecca's husband before, and a survivor of brain cancer. It's kind of an amazing thing. He practices jiu-jitsu himself. Just a real big obstacle to overcome as a family, and they definitely have. And their whole family does jiu-jitsu, which is an awesome thing to see.
Which is 3 kids, by the way.
That's a lot.
3 kids training jiu-jitsu plus parents. So I mean, we're talking family affair here as well.
Yes. Really leading by example. I like to see that. Both mom and dad. Ooh, looks like we had a little bit of a judo setup there.
Nice
Now,
nice
I must say that Mr. Rhett Whalen is a green belt in judo, so he would be our judo expert.
That's true. Looking around this room, I may be the highest ranked here. It's hard to say. plenty of jiu-jitsu prowess, but I don't know about the throwing.
Yeah.
So both ladies seem to have about the same amount of jiu-jitsu experience, about 5 years in total each. I'm really thinking here that whoever gets the dominant position off the bat is going to have a big advantage here.
Yes. Looks like the judo paid off there. That little kind of, what was that, like a foot sweep action almost?
Yeah, something like a kind of a foot sweep, wheel type throw. Oh, see, now Rebecca she's maintained the grip on that sleeve in sort of a lasso type situation. Calli's a little bit far over for that sweep to work, that lasso sweep. and she looks like she's trying to move right into a mount position. John, what's the score? 5-0. So at this point in the match, we're looking at a 5-0 score in favor of Calli.
Well, as we saw even with the last Cody Kenaga and Freddy match, like Freddy was winning the whole match, and then all it takes is one turn of the tide, and a submission can always erase any points on the scoreboard. So
Absolutely, and that was a beautiful example of the way that submission goes.
yeah, and that's what I like to see. And that's one thing cool about Jiu-Jitsu is that when I teach little kids, we tell them that there is always a way out of that position, to never give up.
Thank you, John.
And you really kind of get used to that concept of always trying to fight your way out. And you might lose and you might fail, but we kind of see it as a learning experience, and you get used to kind of never giving up, no matter how bad the position may get.
Oh, absolutely.
So we have 4 points, but we kind of got it waved off there. No. So now, Ms. Rebecca in a much better position. She's still not out of danger at all, but like is a lot more bigger ability to get posture here and to start to work to pass those legs. But Calli really not letting her posture up with that lapel grip.
One thing is, I would say that so far in this tournament, and maybe even all day, Calli is a relentless attacker.
Yeah, I like her.
She is just she is not stopping at all. I haven't seen her stop for a second.
Take note. If you would like to be competing on this promotion, we enjoy people that relentlessly attack.
I mean, and from every position. It doesn't matter if it's from guard, half guard, if it's from side control, mount. It does not matter. The girl is attacking.
Again, Calli, one of the more experienced grapplers. I think she was the one that had probably about the most time, right?
No. Calli is looking at 5 years.
That's still quite a bit of time.
Still quite a bit of time, absolutely.
Yeah, and it varies a lot. But typically, you can spend a long time at blue belt. Some people spend 3 to 5 years at a blue belt alone. Usually takes the average person about a year to 2 just to achieve the blue belt. So she's in that kind of senior stage at this belt level, and you can definitely see that with kind of the multitude of attacks and takedown efforts and sweeps and everything that she has. She seems to have a little bit of everything in every position, like Rhett was telling us earlier.
Looks like we're closing on a minute left in duration of this match.
Big shout out to Big John over here, doing an excellent job keeping the score.
Keeping score, keeping dime.
Yes.
Couldn't do it without John here.
Yes.
I might have to do it, and I'd probably do poorly. So
Takes a lot of attention, and me and Rhett seem to not have a lot of that. So there's a reason we're here talking and not doing any of the other duties at this event.
The only thing that we're good at.
I would also like to shout out in the top right corner of your screen is my wife, Sabrina. And we're going to stop the timer there. And we're going again. I think we had some hair. There might be some issues with it. That position.
Again, Calli going for another submission attempt.
Time.
So again here, Calli was up 5-0. She had time on her side, and still, instead of stalling out, she was attacking
the whole time. And
she didn't stop.
Huge effort to Rebecca for fighting all the way to the last second.
And look what happened there. I mean, she could have turned the tide there. I mean, even on points. I mean, she came up 3 points in the last few seconds.
It was an excellent job by both ladies.
Oh, a beautiful performance. Excellent.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. Rebecca with one win today, and then again, just fighting tooth and nail to the very end. What I love to see. She's definitely gonna leave this match, I think, with her head held high for sure.
Absolutely, both of them with good performances, solid performances tonight. An excellent match. Excellent match.
Good job, Miss Calli.
So that would put Calli into the finals.
Yes.
It's like. So our next match.
We got Chelsea versus Priya.
Chelsea and Priya. Now,
Blue is green, folks. Blue is green.
Okay.
so Chelsea and Priya. Now this is a match that I'm interested in for a couple of reasons. One is that they're both kind of in similar occupations.
Really?
Really. So it looks
Okay.
like here we talked a little bit of this about earlier. Priya is a mental health co-responder for Pierce County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Helps deputies on mental health calls. Well, Chelsea is emergency preparedness specialist at Hanford. She majored in psychology. And so,
One thing that is underrated, like there's athleticism, strength, and everything, but
yes.
people that have the mental toughness, the ability to deal with stress and everything, that in a competitive sense, especially in a combat sport, means everything. And so I think that you're there's no doubt that there's a reason the two ladies are coming into this semifinals match, I believe.
Absolutely. I mean, jiu-jitsu is a very cerebral sport. You have a few dummies like myself that'll come in here and try to athlete through it, but then you have people that come in who are truly exceptional game players, exceptional strategists, and those are the people that seem to really go the furthest. So, I mean, these ladies both seem to be calm and cool through both of their previous matches. They seem to have good game plans, good strategy.
Oh, definitely. And so here we go. Semifinal match number 2. Chelsea in the blue gi and Miss Priya in the white.
So we have a guard pull right off the bat.
It looks like that she has a similar game to what Chelsea demonstrated the last time as well. That De La Riva kind of pull.
Chelsea's working to pass that guard. Priya's doing a good job controlling the heel, controlling that leg, not letting that pass materialize. Priya's doing an excellent job maintaining that guard. Constantly fighting for a good position, constantly pummeling with the legs there. Ooh, Chelsea is getting that knee cut, though. She is getting across.
I believe that's one of the 3 things that her coach is saying that she needs to do. It seems the knee slice pass is definitely one of them.
Ooh, and a nice misdirection play there.
Yeah.
Beautiful pass. Now, strangely enough, Chelsea and Doug, her coach, both competing on this card, both from our gym, are also both the only gingers in our gym. I'm not sure if that has something to do with their technical prowess. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's a genetic thing. Maybe it's, I have heard that gingers have no soul, so that might add to their ability to do well under pressure.
Right.
But I would say that Chelsea's a nice woman. Now, Doug, on the other hand,
he may be actually soulless.
Miss Priya doing a good job here. She's staying calm, but Chelsea just staying in that side control and just really working her game. Again, I will say this, that out of everyone, even though people have demonstrated a huge skill set in multiple positions, Chelsea seems to have the biggest game plan. Seems to be very systematically
systematic,
every single
very
match.
solid, and her coach is relentlessly reminding her of that. Now, Priya needs to be aware of what's going on here. If she's not aware of some gi chokes, some collar chokes and stuff, she could be in trouble. Chelsea is pretty sneaky with these.
And actually, speaking of Doug, he's the one pacing up and down right there. He does have the next match, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to keep himself warm.
I think he's doing a great job keeping himself warm with those wool socks he's wearing right now. Definitely some good warm-up apparel.
There we go. Chelsea doing a great job of listening to her coach, too. He's pretty much giving her step-by-step instructions, and she's following it to a T. So
Chelsea's husband, Jimmy, Richland police officer. He also trains jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, just recently sworn in to the Richland Police Department. Shout out to Richland Police Department. Lots of guys
RPD.
that train. Some of them haven't trained in a long time. He's probably not watching because, I don't know if he quit on jiu-jitsu, but Mr. Jeff Moai, hopefully we see him back in the gym sometime soon.
I'd also like to shout out to Zach Yates, who I also haven't seen in a while.
Yes. Zach has been training, But
Listening
yes,
to this, I would like to train with you.
police department, like again, these ladies, dealing with mental health patients. Jiu-jitsu probably one of the best ways to non-violently control people. It's another reason why we have so many police officers that train, and really we should have even more.
Like all of them.
Yes, all of them should train. You're always welcome to come in.
Looks like we're getting down to 2 minutes in this match. We're looking at 3-0 in favor of Chelsea. She is maintaining a control position. She did a fantastic job so far.
Oh, looks like a baseball bat choke. Oh, and she hits
looks
the
like we
baseball
got a
bat choke.
submission here.
And I would like to take credit for that submission because that is one I've definitely taught her. But excellent job.
Excellent job.
Miss
from
Priya,
both
great
ladies.
job in her last 2 matches. Again, fighting tooth and nail to the end, but sometimes it's just not your day.
Absolutely.
So looks like Miss Chelsea will be moving on to our finals.
Chelsea, bringing the W, bringing the heat.
So Chelsea and Calli in the finals of our match now.
Now, this is going to be an interesting match coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a very fun match. These are a couple of our local boys, right? So, Doug Shumway, one of our teammates, and Breno Bittencourt, the other academy in our town's head instructor. Very nice guy. I got a chance to talk with him before the show. Very cool dude. Seems to be super excited to be competing. He loves to compete.
Yeah, and Mr. Breno, like a very experienced black belt. He's actually won American Nationals and Brazilian Nationals, which is a pretty big deal. Those are major competitions. Doug competed maybe 2 times in his life, but I will tell you, for someone that competes on a regular basis, very, very underrated and unknown grappler. And so he's really a wild card, and he's got what we call one-punch jiu-jitsu power, where he can submit just about any person on the planet in certain positions.
I don't want to talk about it, but I know this to be true.
He's definitely submitted me. Let's put it that way. And yeah.
I think he's been training really hard. I know he's been training really hard in the gym. I think he's really working on his nutrition. I think he's really been getting deep into the cookie butter. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a peanut butter with cookie chunks. That's how he maintains his figure. The competitors getting their sets.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Breno just kind of used to some of the classic IBJJF policies here. And, just trying to show respect, shaking the hands, but nothing wrong there. Just a little bit of a obstacle guard right away. Mr. Breno has an excellent reverse De La Riva guard. Seen him compete many a time.
He really is wonderful. I've been studying some of his videos.
So no points in this match, but again, Mr. Breno uses that to get onto the top position. But again, with no submissions, it's hard to see if that's an advantage or disadvantage right now.
Now, I mean, another thing that we have to look at here is we have a weight difference here. One of our things here today has been absolute matches. There are really no weight classes here today. Doug is significantly larger than Breno and longer. Breno is, however, a fantastic competitor, a real great jiu-jitsu player here.
Breno doing a good job kind of shrugging everything off there. Lots of movement, really kind of pushing a pace right now. Definitely putting it on Doug to try to keep the position. His guard passing, excellent as well.
Really nice. Now, Doug, however, I mean, is a fantastic guard player and has amazing guard retention and recovery.
Yes.
We have 10 minutes here to see these guys work, so I'm really excited to see the strategies here play out.
Looking for a foot sweep
Coming
there.
up for a foot sweep. Coming up for a foot sweep.
Good. Breno, again, one of the reasons just so fun to have him here is just a constant attacker, you know.
Constant attacker.
Opposite
Tons
guard
of competition experience.
Okay, let's see if Doug learned anything from that previous encounter there. Again, that inversion, really getting underneath.
Doug, incredibly flexible individual. I mean, right now, I feel my knee exploding. Sitting over here. Breno looks like he's going for a foot lock, a toe hold.
There we go.
And we got.
And it gets the toe hold there. An excellent job. Tough match, but the black belt ends up taking it. More experience there, but excellent job by both with Douglas.
Excellent match by these two. I was hoping to get to see a little bit more, but I can't complain. Beautiful, beautiful show. Excellent. Absolutely. Well, thank you.
All right, guys. So that comes up to our final event. All right, we have our ladies blue belt absolute matchup here.
Yeah, 6 minutes. So here we're gonna have Chelsea and we're gonna have Calli here in our finals match. Both ladies have done an excellent job today. Both have seemed to have very solid game plans and have stuck to them.
Yes.
I would say. Calli, a relentless attacker, always moving forward. Chelsea, very cerebral, very much sticking to her game plan. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is great. But, I mean, both of them have earned their spot here by their stellar performances. And it's just a matter of who is going to have a better final match here. Again, if Chelsea can repeat her same game plan, it looks like it might be in her favor. But Calli, with her experience, she's just shown that she, in pretty much every position, has an answer. So we're about to get started here. Let's go ahead and move to our final match. The Blue Belt Women's Absolute Tournament concludes here in just a moment. We got 6 minutes on the timer. Again, we're going back to our points tournament. So points do matter.
So we've got a bit of a... Again, here, we got a bit of a size disparity,
Chelsea probably one of the smaller competitors.
Yeah, definitely.
We won't say their weights because I don't want to get beat up.
No. And as we've seen today,
they're very capable of doing that.
They're very capable. And although they're competitors on the mats, I feel that they may gang up on us.
Oh, get a little bit of a foot
Calli
sweep.
coming in with that judo. She must have some sort of judo background. She's really done a nice job with her standing game today.
Yeah, played that one smart. Knew that she wanted to pull guard and then just kind of tapped the leg to get her points there.
Well, those foot sweeps are really an underrated technique.
Yes.
Both in effectiveness and the skill that it takes, the timing to pull them off. I mean, she's really doing a nice job with those.
Yeah, again, typically a higher level move because a lot of timing, which means you have to put a lot of reps and hours into doing it. And so really making it look good there. So now it's really up to Chelsea to try to improve her position. Calli just trying to put on some submissions. We saw her attempt some collar chokes and some arm lock attempts in her previous match.
Now, Calli has really great control from the top. She hasn't given her opponents any space today once in a good position. Now, Chelsea, on the other hand, she's pretty good at retaining and regaining that guard. So let's see if she can work her way out of this position. She's definitely not settling. She's keeping Calli at bay. Calli is really putting that pressure down. Chelsea's looking to create a little space, trying to get a knee in. And Calli's looking for that bread cutter choke. She's been starting with that with that choke. It seems to be an entrance into her submission system.
Yes.
Ooh, and Chelsea regaining that half guard.
Okay.
Excellent. So this could be her pathway out.
It's the first step, getting that half guard back. Now, if you're watching out there, feel free to go ahead and comment. We do plan on doing another one of these events in the future. Who would you like to see? What would you like to see happen? Go ahead and put something in the comments here.
If you have any questions on what's going on, don't be afraid to ask some questions.
Yes. Again, this is a learning experience for us, but we are learning on the way as we go. Looks like we got mount position on that one.
So right now we're looking at 9-0 score in favor of Calli. It's still relatively early in the match. There's still some time.
Yes.
Anything could happen here. If Chelsea's able to improve her position, she definitely could wind up with a submission here as well.
It looks too. This is where like when you have evenly experienced competitors or like skill level wise, the weight does play an advantage, you know. And really, Calli seems to be using her weight on the top here to put a lot of pressure on Chelsea.
Well, so right now, looking at her, she's got a great shoulder pressure on Chelsea. She's got that gift wrap position. So, I mean, the combination of those two, it just makes for a really miserable day.
Pass again. No, the problem is every time Chelsea gets her legs entangled around that leg, she provides another opportunity for Calli to score points. Because every time she passes those legs and gets back into side control, it scores again.
So we're down to 2 minutes left on the clock. Chelsea's going to need to get out of this position and look for a submission if she wants to stay in this thing. So she's got that. Oh, and we've got Chelsea improving her position. She's going to need to take her time, posture up, and start working to pass this guard. She's going to need to look for a submission here.
Looks like we got 1:45 left, so that's enough time.
Definitely enough time. She definitely has enough time if she does it. So our referee is going to center the ladies back up. Ensure safety, as it turns out, no one likes getting their head smacked on concrete, so that's nice. So this is a position we haven't really seen Calli work from. Is the guard too much today? We don't know that she's not good at it. We just haven't seen it. Now, Chelsea is a pretty good passer, however. She's going to need to pass, and she's going to need to submit to pull out a W here. And she's doing and she's working for a leg drag pass.
There we go. Chelsea really working hard here. Again, the pressure on Chelsea. Calli just needs to stay safe.
However, one thing that we've seen from Calli today is regardless of her point standing, she is attacking. Which is something that's really fantastic about her.
Got a short amount of time here. It's like a little less
25 seconds, it looks like, according to Big John here. So Chelsea's going to have to pull out a submission like right now.
There we go.
She's about to pass. Very close.
Short time. It's going to come down on the wire. Can she attack a choke? Can she attack it? In time. Well, excellent fight for these ladies.
Excellent performance by these ladies today.
Calli just showing her experience here and pulling the W.
Man, that's good stuff.
That was good.
First off, amazing performances across the board. It was actually very hard for us to determine like whose performance of the night. I will say, running up Calli, that you had an amazing performance. You had 3 great matches where you were down all over the place and everything. So, like, I don't want to take away from your performance or anything, but our decision comes from someone who was getting his butt whooped and then came back and won it. So, Mr. Cody Kenaga. Congratulations. And again, not really showcasing, showcasing is great. But again, someone coming from far behind, always in the fight. Then off some great submissions from Freddy. Freddy looked great in there. But again, tournament's high, and they able to get the submission. So that's what I love to see. So congratulations on that. Congratulations to all runners, big round of applause. Photos of you, and if you like the individual ones, let them take it. John's going to go card, and we have the photos of you once we're done. Okay. Awesome. So if you didn't hear, Mr. Cody Kenaga winning our performance of the night for an incredible come from behind victory to finish with that heel hook. And so winner of $300. Congratulations. Thank you guys all for watching. Please leave in the comments what we're due. We'll try to get some interview videos here afterwards. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stop this live stream. Thank you and have a wonderful night, guys.